And then what he'll do, he'll pull on the attack.
We've seen Chavez get off to this kind of start against Mud, slowly against Sammy Fuentes here in November.
Because he's been able to land so many punches in the first round, he's gotten a little comfortable. You see the right hand of Taylor, he's dropping it.
Yep, and Chavez beginning to land with more consistency. Right hand leads, doing the damage for Chavez now. A solid left inside. Taylor lands a vicious right hand. Chavez seems unmoved.
Combination, he did what you were talking about before. He threw 3 or 4 punches and then he got at it.
Most exchanges. This is another very good round for Meldrick Taylor. They're fighting in the zone in the middle of the ring. Chavez lands a solid right hand.
But you see the frustration on Chavez's face. He can't get set. Tempo is yet to be seen.
Meldrick trading up, still trading 4 blows to 1 for Chavez. Chavez tries the left inside.
He won this fight in fine fashion. Now get out.
Solid left-handed thunder meets lightning. And there was a good straight left by there. He's been knocking people out, but not down.
It's always been an accumulation.
Watch your hip! That's what he's going to have to hand, who is 66-0 coming in.
Meldrick Taylor, he's been doing what he needs to do. Boxing, just boxing, using speed.
We'll look to see Chavez occupied.
Chavez. You see Meldrick Taylor using both hands.
But it's hard to play offense when you're playing defense every second.
Well, the hand speed of Meldrick Taylor is so blinding. The first thing that Chavez wants to do is block the shot. And doing so. Again, Jim Cibaret that he's getting a little tired to stay outside and that he's trying to get rest in there. It's better for him to be.
And within the last 30 seconds, Chavez has landed with a bristling uppercut. And another flurry for Meldrick Taylor.
This is the way Meldrick Taylor.
3 solid left hooks inside. He can get that left back. Exchanging to the body effectively. They trade punches inside, and Meldrick seemed to wobble for just a second. Used to getting against fighters when he can back them up against the ropes.
He's never allowing Meldrick Taylor to get so many combinations off 4 punches before he land one.
Right hand leads.
This is a masterful fight.
Solid left hand by Meldrick Taylor, and Chavez showed you there his incredible ability to take a punch.
Still a lot of bounce. And that gets back to the fact, Ray, that Chavez has not done damage to the body like he used to. He hurt Chavez just then. Chavez buckled. Chavez appears to be totally discombobulated here. He's not throwing combination. There is a knockout. It will be, and I've never said this, as far as Chavez.
Well, his plan coming in was simply to win one. Just to clarify, the rest of my prediction was that Chavez would turn it around in the second half of the fight and score a TKO in about the 11th. Like I say, I don't know if I have right now. Taylor still blistering Chavez inside.
Meldrick Taylor's getting his entire body behind his punches. He's not really known to be a big puncher, but here he's getting a lot of leverage behind the left hook.
Solid left hook inside by Taylor. Chavez continues to try to come back with the left of the body. But he is not hurting Taylor.
You've got to go right. He's not doing anything. Keep him up.
Control boxing, and who's sitting next to me?
With this entire fight. So what he needs to do is maintain that concentration.
Chavez landed a left. Taylor flurries furiously in return.
Chavez does not fight this. This is not his fight. You should face.
A right and a left by Chavez, and more blood comes out of Taylor's mouth. It's dramatic stuff. You're seeing a young fighter at the very top of his game against one of the greatest to have fought in the last 20 years. Crowd chanting Mexico, Mexico, trying to lift Chavez up.
Julio, está usted muy parado, échale corazón.
You're standing too straight up. Do it for your family. Give it all your heart. Let's go.
Esta se nos ha puesto fea, pero vamos a poner los cojones ahí.
You got to put everything you've got.
Tiene lo que tenga, por el amor de Dios, Julio.
For the love of God, throw everything you've got, Julio.
Usted es grande.
Start the round off.
Taylor went straight for Chavez.
It's incumbent on Taylor not to give Chavez an unnecessary chance to get back into this. Look at the speed of Meldrick Taylor.
And one thing those combinations do, it takes the crowd out of the fight.
If you've just joined us, you're in the middle of the 9th round of a classic performance by a young fighter on the threshold of greatness. Meldrick Taylor coming into this bout an underdog against the unbeaten Julio Cesar Chavez, has completely dominated Chavez with hand speed and vicious infighting. Taylor may well have won every round.
You know what I see now, Jim, the fact that
savage left hook to the body by Taylor. And another.
And what you see again, Taylor's going to the body with 2 hands.
He's been nothing short of great. Taylor, a serious warning about low blows. Look at slightly rejuvenated Chavez steps in and lands a right hand.
He just put his Vaseline.
Por tu familia.
For your family, Julio.
Un esfuerzo más que lo tenemos. Yo sé que es muy duro, pero tú eres más macho que él.
Harold with envelope, please. Larry, you've got it 90-81. 9 rounds to nothing in favor of Meldrick Taylor.
In every round so far, he's carried out George Benton's game plan to perfection.
Whoa, beautiful
Trading punches inside, and Chavez again seems to wobble slightly as Taylor lands at will. Brilliant stuff from Meldrick Taylor. Chavez on the verge of going down.
For the fight and the combinations he's been throwing.
And Chavez, the great body puncher, is reduced to headhunting.
Taylor has to watch out. I'm seeing him being hit by his left hooks. He needs to watch out for those shots. So I'm watching the effects of the punches. When Taylor lands a punch,
I'd you to believe, though. Blood again from the mouth and the nostrils.
Watch
Both
the
eyes
legs.
beginning to close. Chavez is coming on.
watch the legs of Taylor. They all seem to be too steady here. There's goes to that combination to the body and back to the head.
Taylor again rocking back with 2 left hooks against the attack to the body. What a heart Taylor's shown tonight. Answering everything Chavez can throw with heavier stuff of his own. Chavez finally seizing the initiative for the first time.
Right now, it's like who wants it the most.
But you can never question Julio Cesar Chavez's desire.
We see 2 real champions here tonight. The combinations by both men. Meldrick Taylor, it doesn't get a whole lot of things. Don't hold this guy too much because you get hit, you understand? You all right? Take a deep breath, man.
Punches, landed more punches. But Chavez shows a commitment which is rare and exclusive to great champions. It's impossible to conceive that Chavez is in any way disillusioned about the necessity of a knockout. He's got to knock Taylor out to win this fight.
Don't hold it. Time.
As Larry told you, a Philadelphia staple. Remember Joe Frazier?
Watch your head!
It has been 78 years since a fighter began his professional boxing career with as many or more consecutive wins than Julio Cesar Chavez. Right now, the 66-0 record, which was such a landmark in the history of the sport, the best in the last 78 years, is in serious jeopardy. Thousands of his countrymen.
The impressive thing, he's still saying combinations thrown by Meldrick. 2 hard punches at the bell after a furious round like that.
And Taylor,
throw your punches.
Tú no puedes noquear todavía, Julio.
No, this is the last round. The whole fight is about to end. No, the fight is hanging on this round here now.
This is okay, champ. This is the last and final round.
Man told you. Nobody called you.
The man told you. Now, you want to be champion of the world? You want everything? Vamos, campeón. Vamos.
Come on, champ.
Julio, tú eres más fuerte que él.
You're stronger than he is,
Tú
champ.
eres más que él. Vamos.
You're more than he is.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
Harold, how do you have it?
Larry, 9-2, 108, 101, Meldrick Taylor. I think he's on his way to a unanimous decision.
if you're a fight fan, get ready for 3 minutes of high drama now as a desperate and determined Julio Cesar Chavez tries to take out a fading and battered Meldrick Taylor, who has completely dominated him through most of the fight.
Also with Taylor. He's feeling like he's behind on points.
Well, they're both tired.
Watch your head.
But done. 4 then punching now at a time when he needs the best.
If he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it!
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight with fewer than 5 seconds to go. You're going to watch Lou Duba go crazy now. You're going to watch Lou Duba go absolutely berserk. This is one of the most unusual calls by a referee in the whole history of the sport.
5 seconds left. I cannot believe they stopped that fight. From the point of view of Chavez, it is one of the most dramatic comebacks in the history of the sport.
Larry, the official time will be 2:58 of the 12th round. He knocked him out with 2 seconds left. Do you believe it?
I can't. I really can't.
Richard Steele is regarded by most as the best referee in the sport. He has really put himself on the line. Harold Letterman, your response.
Jim, the last round is the only round that you can be saved by the bell, okay? But the referee obviously doesn't know how much time is left in a round.
That's right.
Had not Steele stopped the fight, it's very likely that Meldrick Taylor may have won a decision. But the last round is the only round in which you can be saved by the bell. Very, very interesting.
So if Richard Steele didn't stop the fight, Chavez would never have thrown another punch.
Had the judges had Taylor ahead on the scorecards, as we did, Taylor would have won the decision. Very interesting.
There's very little question of that, Harold, unless they were watching an entirely different fight. Here's another look.
It was a solid right hand thrown by Chavez, his desperation punch, if you will, because throughout the whole fight, Meldrick Taylor fought an impressive fight. The left hook set him up for the right hand. And Meldrick trying to hold himself up, get hit by a solid right hand, and goes to the canvas.
Now, here's where Steele makes a critical decision. Taylor was up. My memory tells me by the count of 4, Ray.
I think it was 5. He was up.
You're right, it was 5, 7, 8, 9. Now he looks at him. Are you okay? And stops the fight.
You notice Meldrick looking at his corner. your instructions.
He couldn't answer Steele when Steele asked him if he was okay. Is that what's critical, Harold?
That's the point. Mildred Taylor did not respond, and that's very, very obvious. And when you're a referee, if the guy doesn't respond, you have no choice but to stop the fight because Mildred Taylor could have been very, very seriously hurt. Therefore, Richard Steele made the right call without question.
That is Steele's criterion here.
Exactly.
If you see it again, Taylor looked at him but didn't say a word and then looked away.
Right. He didn't respond to Steele's question when Steele said, "Are you all right?" There's no doubt that Richard did the right thing. The man could have been seriously hurt. It's a shame that it had to happen, but I agree 100% with the referee in this case.
All right, I think Larry Merchant may be ready to talk to Richard Steele. They're standing in front of a camera right now, and Larry's nodding at me, and yeah, let's go. Larry with Richard Steele.
All right, I'm with Richard Steele, the referee. Richard, you described the end of the fight and why you stopped it.
Well, Larry, I stopped it because, Mildred had took a lot of good shots, a lot of hard shots, and it was time for it to stop. I'm not the timekeeper. I don't care about the time. When I see a man that has enough, I'm stopping the fight.
Did you ask him a question? Did you ask him what his name was, where he was? Anything to find out whether he could have gone on, which turned out to be another 2 seconds in the fight?
No, I didn't ask him a question. I asked him was he all right, and I didn't hear him say a thing, but I was looking at his condition mainly. That's what I was interested in.
Given the stakes of the fight, given the tide of the fight, should you have looked back and seen where Chavez was? Should you have given this man in a fight this big a chance to survive?
There's no fight worth a man's life. I don't care what it is or how many I do. When I get tired of seeing the guy getting pound, and I think he had enough, I'm going to stop him.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now back to you, Jim.
And right now,